All right, so we're back. This is part two because we lost service yet again. Anyway, the other time I saw a bear was at that same ranch. I was walking back to our cabin, which was the last, it was like a row of cabins along the tree line before you go into the woods. Some jackass New Yorker, and I know it was a New Yorker because there was litter, threw their freaking McDonald's bag just into the woods. And guess who's rooting through the McDonald's bag? Eating McBeal, whatever the fuck, forget it. I forget what it is. Was it McBLT? Yeah, McBLT. It was a goddamn bear. And I'm walking 8 feet, 10 feet from this thing when I notice it, and I have to pass it to get to my cabin. So I went back to the rifle range, and I got my rifle. Then I came back to go to the cabin, and I didn't need to use it. What a lovely day. It is a lovely day. A day of loveliness. So anyway, I forget what else we were talking about there. 6Q update. I will let 6Q come in and update you on his own. And yeah, I will. I will give him the honor of sharing the news with you. See some smoke in the distance there on the horizon. Hope it's not a house fire. Eric Houston says, repeat from the last vid. The next Get Out of the Car tour is May 23rd. June and August are patron only. So if you haven't already, sign up to be a patron at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. A registration for both events will be posted soon. And Ty Webb says, Matt, the McDLT, excuse me, hasn't been around since very early 90s. Your story is completely unbelievable. That's true, because this was the late 90s. No, this was post 9/11, so it would have been early 2000s. Big Mac McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese filet, a fish, a hamburger, and then I forget the rest. Remember that? We had to learn that song. Matt Gillespie, great question. Somebody asked this the other day, and we thought about it, and we said yes. The question is, can patrons bring a non-patron as a guest to the patron-only tours? Of course you can. I know that, for example, there are couples who are both interested in the Civil War, and they have a couples account, and they both listen to the show. They're both patrons, even though effectively it's half of what a single person is paying. But you understand, they're still doing it together. Well, I guess it's their money theoretically. So It's whatever. It doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is that all are welcome. If you are, and I'll even go so far as to say, not only can you bring a person, but like if you bring your kids and your wife, or your husband and your kids, or whatever, you can bring your nuclear family. How about that? It's open to a patron and his or her nuclear family. Catherine says, "Hey there, how's your drive through Gettysburg? Have you seen a lot of good things going on there? Because I've never been there before, so please enjoy your wonderful sights, everything. Therefore, so please enjoy. Thank you. There's wonderful things here in Gettysburg. It is a place of wonder. What's going on up ahead here? I meant to take you through Culp's Hill, so we'll do that. So we were on Steinware Avenue or the Emmitsburg Road, and now we are on the Tawnytown Road. Cemetery is to the left. Oh, are the cars loud? Let me close my window then. Wonder Monkey says, "That who? What is that weird symbol before your comment there? I notice that every now and then, but I don't know what it is. I even made a comment the other day, and it did that." Gene says, "Yay, I can drag my non-Civil War husband to Gettysburg for a tour." Damn right. Damn right you can, and you should. Tim says, "Hey, Eric, congrats on Saturday's success. We were prescient in naming you the DHP Director of Programming." No joke. And I said this, and I wasn't even joking either at this point. At the end of the tour, or the talk, I pointed to Eric and I said, "You're looking at the host of season 2 of Tavern Talks." Because to be honest with you, I thought he did a better job, A, than I would have done, and B, than I did in the Tavern Talks. I guess having to give presentations through a corporate job actually can help. And I think he did a great job. So if we ever do a season 2 of Tavern Talks, I will not be the annoying host. It will be Eric. And Eric, I hope you can read off a teleprompter for the introductions. Michael says, "Matt, AG has been hitting it out of the park with shows on the 1st Minnesota Lockwoods Brigade and Valley Forge." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hopefully we can keep it up. But yeah, we got now you're going to start seeing some John Brown stuff coming out. Patrons already have it. We have Dennis Fry, an episode called John Brown's War. It's over on Patreon right now. And soon the Patreon, I'm sorry, not Patreon, the Tavern Talk of John Brown, hero or terrorist, or freedom fighter or insurrectionist. We keep going back and forth on that because they didn't use the word terrorist back then. They used the word insurrectionist. And insurrectionist is still used today. So that could be relevant. Freedom fighter is the politically correct term today. Hero is the actual term. And, so I don't know. Hero or insurrectionist. There we get or freedom fighter or hero. I don't know. Maybe we'll just call it John Brown in memory. It's as effed up as you think. And it's an interesting one. Eric almost got in a fist fight with Ralph. Veronica cried. We got a nice slow zoom in on her as she's crying. What else? It was a lively discussion. And it was very interesting for me because I'm standing behind the bar and I see everybody in the audience. And I know I think I knew all. Oh, there was one person I didn't know, but I believe everybody else that's in the audience, I know enough, right? Like I know who they are to stop and chat with them, or I've hung out with them, and I know what their politics are and everything, and it's very interesting how what people think about John Brown aligns with their political affiliation today, and the way neither well actually one I noticed the people that were on one side of it were more apt to not mitigate mitigate, I guess, moderate their opinion of him, and I thought that was interesting. And I know for me, I definitely have moderated my opinion of him. I used to just think he was a terrorist, and that's because I really never learned more about him than what they teach you in grade school, which is nothing. And uh, and if they do teach you something, it's kind of skewed towards the Daughters of the Confederacy viewpoint, because somehow they got into the textbooks in North Jersey. But when you learn more about him and as a person, what he did and what his idea was for Harper's Ferry and what he was trying to accomplish, it's less black and white. And so I'm a little bit more in the middle on that one there. I'll never be, again, he's all one or all the other. I was once that way. But I'm usually, if I'm like black and white like that, but then somehow I realize there's some gray to it, I'm never black or white again. Like I won't, if I'm black first, that gray area doesn't make me switch to white. It makes me stay gray because that's really where life is. Oh, you don't see a symbol. That's interesting. You just see WOO. Woo. All right. Meteor of the War, says Michael. I forget who called him that. Yeah, I forget that too. Somebody did. Somebody did for sure. Off topic, but I watched Weekend at Bernie's again recently and couldn't help but think of seeing a video of Court and Mikey dragging Matt's corpse across the battlefield, getting into shenanigans. That's funny. We had they would never be able to hold me up. We'd have to like drag, I don't know. Who would we drag? I don't know. But anyway, we did have a similar idea for something where uh, we're going up big round top, and the guys get up to the top, and they turn around and they see me struggling to get up the hill, and we do a parody of, well, really what we're just doing is it's a parody of the Willem Dafoe getting shot trying to get to the helicopter scene in Platoon, but also Tropic Thunder, where Robert Downey Jr. is like, survive, which I don't know why, but that makes me laugh because it's such a stupid line. Survive. Ah, God. Tim says the John Brown programs with Dennis Fry, as well as the Tavern Talk, are extraordinary history presentations. Well worth watching. Thank you, sir. JLT says, enjoy the content. Newer viewer to your podcast. Can't wait for part 2 of John Jake's North and South. Oh, thank you. So you found us on Walk with History? Yeah, we were just talking about that a couple of weeks ago. We have to get into that when we got to do Lonesome Dove before people forget Robert Duvall died. Because that's something that was on our list, and then a couple months later he died, and I was like, we really have to do Lonesome Dove now. And then we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago. We were saying we should probably bump up Lonesome Dove before the rest of North and South because it'll still be somewhat relevant, but I don't know. Maybe 6 of one, half a dozen the other now. How quickly the news cycle changes. Gene says, was it Herman Melville that called Brown? Oh, that sounds familiar. It wasn't Herman Munster. I know that. Anyway, JLT, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy the content. And I hope if you're able to get to Gettysburg that you come out to one of our Get Out of the Car tours this year. Oh, God, now I got the Munsters theme in my head. Could have been Eddie Munster. Yeah. Herman Munster. All right, we are at the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios. And let me see if there's anything else to... It was Melville. Okay, thank you, Eric. For those of you in the archived version wondering and can't read the comments, it was Hyman Melville, not Hyman Munster. And yeah, that's about it, I think, ladies and gents. What can I say? It's one of those days. Beautiful day. Beautiful song in my heart. And it goes a little something like this. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. All right, I'm going to go. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.